I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator. It's because he is. It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully.
Is there something going on that we're missing?
Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, whose balls is he hiding in his cheeks?
Yeah.
That's the first question I want to know. And I don't love the way he says, fierce.
Yeah.
Breaking news, folks. And no, it's not about your uncle's locked garage finally being opened. It's about Tim Walz. And Tyrus just cracked that thing wide open like a can of expired Spam. This isn't your usual political grumbling. Tyrus goes full scorched earth, digging through Walz's political closet like he's hunting for free Wi-Fi. And what he finds? Wild. Think raccoon in a Walmart at 3 a.m. Wild. Grab popcorn. This isn't discussion. It's demolition.
It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the out of him back. This is a weak, cruel man that takes it out and...
Look, Tyrus didn't just roll out of bed, sip some coffee, and randomly decide to throw shade. No, this was calculated. Headlines were read, phones were scrolled, and then he snapped, "Enough is enough." And when Tyrus says that, it's not some gentle Midwestern complaint. It's more like the start of a WWE promo. Someone's about to get body slammed to the political coffee table, and it's not going to be pretty.
Is deeply part of it. That's one of the, I mean, I think it goes, and you can look at the reasons why we've had this sort of dialectic over the Me Too movement.
How do you fight it?
This notion
I think
of
I could kick most of their.
What he's mad about is his own fault. He's mad about the image that was portrayed of him as the hunter. And who did that? You did that. We just laughed about it because the one thing you can't do is you can't front. You can't floss. Those are two key words when it comes to manhood.
So there he is, tearing into Tim Walz. And people? Stunned. Not because Tyrus is loud. He's always loud. But because suddenly, the spotlight's on Minnesota's relatable dad turned governor. And just like that, the cracks start showing in Walz's all-American image. Cracks wider than a Walmart parking lot in February.
Yeah. A teacher snatches the bully's ass up. Yeah. Come sit with me. That's why I know someone's bullying. Oh, you can sit with me for a while. And then I would lean on him. I'd bully him back. He's not a teacher. He's not a politician. He's a creepy guy who can't remember his speeches. I don't know what the hell was in the water in that White House, or was everyone on the same bad cocaine? But Kamala can't speak. He can't speak. Biden was so high he couldn't remember anything. Like, this is literally the dumbest administration of all time. Why is he talking?
It really is the ultimate clown show. And I said this in the 5. He's a clown without a...
Now, Tyrus doesn't hold back. He compares Walz to a teacher who thinks he's mentoring the bully. But turns out he is the bully, only less inspiring and more forgetful. Tyrus rants about the entire administration, calling it the ultimate clown show. Kamala can't speak. Biden's memory is missing in Walz. He's somewhere in the mix, looking confused like he walked into the wrong Zoom call. It's a roast, but it hits like a hammer.
I feel bad for Elon. Mm-hmm. I would be furious if I was him. Mm-hmm. If this is who you sent to troll me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong to get the guy from D-Team to come out at Family Theater and call me names?
Yeah.
Like, Tim, I would, if they were like, "Oh, Tyrus, man, tough news cycle. Tim Walz is talking about you." I'd be like, "Old Timmy, I want to fight him so bad."
Walz have been sold to America as a calm, helpful neighbor, the kind who helps you move furniture and brings potato salad to church picnics. But Tyrus, he's not eating that potato salad. He's poking it with a fork, sniffing it, and saying, "This smells like 2-week-old politics left in the sun."
My tweets, my DMs, like just one arm, and I just want to slap the. He's so He's so weak. He brings nothing. If you were going to go after someone, man to man, hit him with a fact. Hit him with something real.
Yes.
You don't have anything. And here's the cold part. If Elon called him up and said, hey, Tim, you want a job? He would take it. Because that's what spineless... He would, and when he was questioned, he was like, I was just holding him in account. You know, I respect him, and I'm so happy to be working for X. He is the worst player on their team, and they don't mind sending him out because
They're trying to get him off the table.
Yeah.
They're putting him out early so he can't be a factor later.
Tyrus throws the first punch. Walz isn't the everyman. He's a slick politician smiling while quietly sliding new policies under the door like hotel charges you never agreed to. Sure, his resume reads like a heartwarming movie. Teacher, coach, veteran. Sounds like a State Farm commercial. But once he got the job, the performance didn't match the script. And Tyrus? He starts digging, exposing gaps in the story big enough to swallow a snowplow.
Rachel Levine, look, he has a sports coat and a zip-up sweater underneath. No man wears that.
I may have done that in the past.
Yes.
I
You've
won't
done that
now,
many
Tyrus.
No, and one day somebody's going to explain what a corporate income tax is to these people. It's not paid by this. It's not paid by the corporation. It's not like a building that goes, I've got to pay taxes. It's the workers.
1 minute Walz is for something. The next he's against it. Depends on where the political wind is blowing. Tyrus doesn't call it flip-flopping. He calls it Cirque du Soleil. The man's doing backflips to stay politically cozy. Tyrus compares him to guy who claims he shops at Target, but rolls up in a $90,000 SUV. The disconnect? You could drive the Minnesota Vikings offensive line through it, with room for the mascot.
Oh,
That's a big red flag. Whenever you meet someone and they have to give you their resume,
Yeah.
and then as soon as they talk, you're like, that's why you gave me your resume.
Yeah, because it doesn't speak for itself.
You suck.
Yeah. It's like when people have their PhD
Yes.
on their Twitter handle. It's like, you know, this person's completely bonkers.
And their pronouns.
Yes. Are you mad, though, Tyrus, that, like, beards have been kind of co-opted by beta males like Tyler?
No, because
Watch what you
it's
say.
like all. Wait, hold on. Watch what I say. I will around, stick my hand up your back, and make you my puppet for the rest.
Let's face it, politics today is 50% performance, 50% spin. Walz has the tone, the smile, the I'm just like you look, but Tyrus sees through it. He's a guy in the back of the magic show yelling. It's up his sleeve. And once someone points out the trick, you can't unsee it. Walz's regular guy act starts to look less like authenticity and more like a politician's version of an Instagram filter, especially during the pandemic. Liquor stores stayed open, gyms and churches shut down. Then came the George Floyd unrest, and Walz showed up like a guy holding a garden hose at a 5-alarm fire, hoping the wind would fix it.
If won, Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him. But they made a bad.
And that's where Tyrus's sarcasm peaks. He paints Walz as your neighbor who says, "Don't worry, I'll fix the fence," but shows up with duct tape and a shrug. By the time Tyrus is done, Walz isn't a guy with a few flaws. He's a walking contradiction wearing a cardigan and hoping you don't notice the policies taped to the back. Walz talks big, free this, expand that, but in execution, it's like a group project where nobody did their part. It sounds great on paper, but ends up looking like Minnesota tried to turn into a Nordic utopia and instead delivered a middle school science fair volcano.
What do you make? Whoa, you got something there?
Hold on, before we do this, man, I got a protein up. Hold on.
Chug, 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 chug. Oh, he's chugging it. Oh, man.
I need more protein, Gutfeld. I got my protein pudding, my protein shakes, jerky if you piss me off, but this ain't enough protein for this segment, Greg. I gotta old school this story here.
Then there's the tax game. Walz claims to fight for working families, and then those families open their mail to find bigger tax bills. Tyrus doesn't explain this with charts. He jokes that Walz is sneaking into your couch cushions for spare change, then announcing he's funding your future. And when it comes to education, schools are struggling. Test scores down, parents confused, and curriculum fights turning classrooms into war zones. The irony? Walz used to be a teacher preaching responsibility, yet can't keep the educational ship from hitting every iceberg in the lake.
Tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there? I got to tell you, pointing out just an observation of mine that I made. I just have to say it. You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy, and yes, just...
Law and Order? That's another mess. Tyrus describes it like a bad Netflix series. Walz talking justice and reform, while chaos erupt behind him. And the military background Walz loves to mention? Tyrus calls it the political version of showing baby pictures during an argument. Tyrus says Walz doesn't just shift policy, he shifts personality. One day stern, the next cheerful, depending on polling. He compares him to a mood ring from the 90s. Whatever vibe the public has, suddenly Walz is matching it like a political chameleon.
Tim Walz, he joined Beto O'Rourke at a Texas town hall last night, and the estrogen levels were enough to give Chuck Norris menstrual cramps. I wonder, is our strength our diversity?
Our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, you damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them.
So, wait, you lost because you weren't woke enough?
And here's the comedy gold. Tyrus imagines Walz rehearsing empathy in the mirror. Should I tilt my head 30 degrees or 45 degrees to look concerned? It's exaggerated, but it sticks. Tyrus slams Walz's unity, pitch 2. Because under Walz, Minnesota has been about as unified as a Monopoly game on hour 2. The board's flipped, people are yelling, and someone's storming off. Walz might wear a flannel and crack a dad joke, but to Tyrus, it's all packaging. Peel it back and it's politics as usual. Just dressed in a small-town costume, by the end. Tyrus makes it clear. This isn't just about Walz. He's a symbol of every politician who says one thing, does another, and expects applause for performance. Tyrus compares him to a guy assembling IKEA furniture without the manual, insisting it's fine while the whole thing wobbles and squeaks. Sure, he looks confident holding that Allen wrench. But nothing fits. And once Tyrus pulls back the curtain, the audience isn't just laughing, they're watching closely. Because once someone starts revealing the trick, you can't help but wonder what else is fake.